Today we're going to talk about storytelling and how you can better tell your story to help grow your fitness business. So today I have some questions for Sam. First one, why do I need to tell my story?
I think that the storytelling piece is really interesting because at the end of the day, not everyone is built with this gift of gab. We have to find a way to connect with people, right? Because I can't magically make you extroverted and want to go be the social butterfly.
Exactly, yeah.
So then it turns into, what skill can I give you that gives you something to connect with others?
Yeah.
Right? And I'm attached to our story because we all go through so much shit in our lives.
Yeah.
That's really what is going to connect someone else to you.
So ultimately it comes down to not feeling like you're a salesy person.
Yes.
But being able to identify that connection.
Yes.
So it's being able to connect with people so they want to work with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Perfect. So then what would you say is the first step somebody can take in identifying their personal story?
Do they know their own? Right? Let's be honest, most people got into fitness in some capacity because they have their own battle, their own journey with it. Because it wasn't that bodybuilding show, it wasn't that deadlift, it wasn't that powerlifting meet, it was what those things gave to you. So we gotta look at, well, what have I gone through that can help me relate to that person? So, you know, it's gonna be harder if you're younger with less life experience, but that doesn't mean that you don't have an equal reason.
Yeah.
At the same time, you still need to be able to say, hey, look, this is where I'm at. I'm 22, like, I just really love helping people, and I'm learning everything I can. I got into fitness because, man, I tore my ACL, and I had a great experience, you know, okay, that is powerful.
Yeah.
But if it's, well, I hurt my ACL, I had a physical therapist, I want to help people, like, that's not inspiring.
Yeah.
Right? It's not saying that the content of what you're saying is wrong, it's how you're delivering it.
Okay. So it's digging deeper into your personal story to really develop that connection.
100%.
Once people take that moment and try and like internalize why they're doing what they're doing, why am I coaching, why am I training, and really understanding their personal story, what would you say is an actionable step that they can take to kind of perfect that process?
I'm a big fan of writing, not because I'm a good writer, but because it makes me slow down. And it makes me start looking and processing how I feel and think slower than I can do in my head, right? It makes you see it on paper.
Yeah. So what is a good writing kind of exercise somebody can do?
I would say, like, starting out every morning while you're drinking your coffee, 10 minutes, set a timer, and just write why you got into training, right? And start answering the question, like, every time you, like, get to a stopping point where you don't know what to say, answer the question that pops in your head. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Whatever it is. Like, don't even worry if it is. If it's like what you're going to have for dinner, just write it down. Yeah. Like, let the next thought percolate.
Gotcha.
Because eventually you're going to get to a point where it's like, oh yeah, I did get into this because, you know, I watched my grandparents really struggle with their health and I didn't want to be that person. Right. Right? That's a plenty motivator. Yeah, absolutely. Right? And that's a great reason why you're helping people. Yeah.
So let's say once I've written it down, I've nailed it down on paper, I feel good about it. How do I practice saying that to people?
Converse. Like, you got to have a lot of conversations. Yeah. And know that, like, it's not going to sound perfect every single time. Yeah. Right? And whether you do it in front of a camera and you're practicing, which is way harder, I think, than talking to someone.
For sure.
Right? Way harder. But practice having conversations with as many people as possible. Yeah.
Let's say I'm an online coach, I'm newer to the business, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to connect with people online. How would I determine what the best way to do that is?
Well, I think that for a lot of people, we got to figure out, who are we really trying to help? Right? And I think us knowing who we are trying to serve gives us the best direction as to who we're trying to help and how we frame that message. If you're online, well, that's you, like, okay, you better write enough blog posts about this thing, and it's like, okay, no one's resonating with that. Yeah. How do I change the tone of my voice? Yeah. Do I change the message? Yeah. Do I need to be more factual? Do I need to be more opinionated? Right? Yeah. Like, you got to play all those games. Figuring out who you're targeting. Right. Why you? Yeah. And what medium are they on?
So I think it really comes down to, so the whole storytelling piece, and because sales is part of the training job, it is what it is. So let's get better at it. Yep. Let's identify our personal story and why we're doing this. So really taking the time to figure out why you're doing this, who you want to target, who that audience is, taking time to write down those pieces of information to really, like, nail down your message, and then practicing is obviously going to be the best way to go about this. Practicing talking to people, communicating with as many people as possible, in person, online, figuring out what works best and who's resonating with that message. Yeah. And then if you're online, also figuring out what avenue am I best at to resonate with this audience, right? So I think taking those tips, you should be able to really nail down your story and help communicate with other people and help grow your business.